When it comes to WWE or even professional wrestling as a whole, there are so many moves that we look forward to. But the one move that always caught our attention was Frog Splash. Frog Splash is one of the greatest moves in professional wrestling history, and some wrestlers literally took it to the next level. Today, we are going to see the highest Frog Splash that WWE wrestlers have ever performed. So let's see. So this is one of the highest frog splash in WWE which came on an episode of SmackDown. It was JBL versus Eddie Guerrero. It was a steel cage match and it was obviously a great match, but at the end you saw one of the highest frog splash you have ever seen. So during the end, Eddie Guerrero climbed the top of the steel cage and literally gave one of the highest frog splash you have ever seen, and there was no imperfections in that execution. Eddie Guerrero was so perfect performing it. It looked very clean, but it was dangerous. The next guy who has performed the highest frog splash was Montez Ford. And I can't point out any specific one because Montez Ford's every frog splash is good and every frog splash looks better than previous. So we can't point a single one, and Montez Ford every frog splash is the highest. So the next one is now Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam is also king of frog splash and he performed one of the highest frog splash. So this is the story of RVD versus Christian on an episode of Raw. It was a ladder match, and during the ending of the match, Rob Van Dam sets up a ladder and gave a frog splash from the top of the ladder, one of the highest frog splash performed in the ring. Now RVD has also performed some more frog splash from the ladder, but I think this one was the highest, maybe because of the camera angle. And the next highest frog splash is also something insane, and it was performed by Christian. Now Christian also performs a frog splash and it was quite good. So now this happened in TNA. Christian faced Abyss in a steel cage match. Now you have seen TNA steel cages, it was different. Christian climbed on the top of the heighted steel cage and performs a dangerous frog splash on the Abyss. Now it was really good, and I never thought that Christian can do something like this. And this one was one of the heaviest and highest frog splash you have ever seen, because this is the story of Rikishi versus Val Venus, a steel cage match. And in this match also, Rikishi did some unthinkable. He climbs up on the top of the steel cage and performs a smooth frog splash from the top of the cage, making it one of the highest and heaviest frog splash you have ever seen. And the next highest frog splash was done by Logan Paul. So stories of Elimination Chamber 2025 Toronto, a star-studded Elimination Chamber and one of the best Elimination Chamber matches of all time. So the match happens, Logan Paul sets Damian Priest for a frog splash, but he climbs on the top of the chamber pod and give a 5-star frog splash from that chamber pod. And now it was quite simple, but it's one of the highest and nobody has ever done this. So this was all the highest frog splash of WWE. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you like this video. Till then, see you soon.